Welcome to the AI Hub, a podcast for AI-driven side hustles designed for IT professionals like you.
From cutting-edge AI tools to practical, no-nonsense tips, each episode brings you closer to turning tech into income.
Tune in to discover smart and sustainable ways to boost your career and income with AI.
Welcome back to AI Hub, everyone. I'm Larry, and I'll be your co-pilot as we sort of navigate this exciting world of AI.
And I'm Amanda. I'm here to help us really unpack the latest developments and see what they actually mean.
Today, we're taking a deep dive into some big moves happening over at Google. Specifically, how they're restructuring their AI teams. They're really shaking things up again, bringing even more talent under the DeepMind umbrella.
Yeah, it's definitely a significant move. You might remember that DeepMind itself was formed from a merger back in 2023, combining the original DeepMind with Google Brain. So this latest reorganization signals a continued commitment to DeepMind as their central AI powerhouse.
And it's not just about research teams this time, right? They're bringing in teams focused on things like developer tools and making those AI breakthroughs accessible to, well, everyone who wants to build with them.
You're absolutely right. We're talking about the AI Studio Platform team, which is all about providing tools for developers and even the team behind the API for Google's Gemini models. So these aren't just theoretical AI advancements anymore. They're becoming building blocks for real-world applications.
Okay, so let's break this down a bit. First, they're consolidating AI talent under DeepMind. What's the thinking behind that? Is it just about efficiency?
Efficiency is definitely a part of it. By bringing everyone under one roof, so to speak, they're aiming to streamline the entire process of developing and deploying AI. They want to accelerate the journey from that initial aha moment in the lab to something developers can actually use.
So it sounds like they're feeling the pressure to get these advancements out into the world faster.
That's a good observation. The AI landscape is incredibly competitive right now, and Google seems determined to establish itself as a leader. In fact, even Sundar Pichai, Google's CEO, has publicly acknowledged the need to close the gap and really push forward in the AI space.
Close the gap. Those are interesting words coming from the CEO. I mean, suggest they're not necessarily where they want to be right now. But where does this whole Gemini thing fit into the picture? It feels like that name keeps popping up more and more.
Gemini is a big piece of this puzzle. It's essentially Google's family of large language models, and it seems like they're placing a huge bet on it.
Okay, for those of us who don't speak fluent AI, can you break down what that means? We've all heard of ChatGPT, of course, but is Gemini something similar?
It's definitely in a similar realm. Think of Gemini as Google's answer to the growing demand for powerful AI models that can understand and generate human-like text. They've even moved the team behind the Gemini-powered chatbot over to DeepMind.
Wait, so even the chatbot folks are now under the DeepMind umbrella. That's a pretty clear sign that they're serious about this.
It definitely sends a strong message about their priorities. It's like they're creating this central hub for all things AI, with DeepMind at the core. And that leads us to another interesting aspect of this reorganization, the emphasis on openness and collaboration.
Ah, yes, there was a lot of buzz around that. Open source PUL APIs.
That's right.
It's like they're trying to open the doors and invite more people into the AI playground.
Exactly. And that's a pretty significant shift. By making their tools and resources more accessible, Google is signaling a move toward a more collaborative approach to AI development.
Okay, so we have Google making a big bet on DeepMind, trying to speed up the process of turning AI research into real-world applications, and then adding this layer of openness and collaboration on top of it all. What stands out to you as the most significant aspect of all this?
It's tough to pick just one because they're all interconnected, but I think the focus on developer tools and this push towards openness are particularly intriguing. It suggests that Google sees the future of AI as something that's built collaboratively with a wider community of developers and researchers all contributing.
It's like they're trying to make AI less of a walled garden and more of a shared space where everyone can contribute and benefit. But how might this actually play out in practice? What could this more open DeepMind look like?
Well, for starters, we might see more public APIs and open source contributions coming out of DeepMind. This would give developers outside of Google the opportunity to build upon their work, to experiment and innovate in ways that we might not even be able to imagine right now.
And that, of course, raises a whole bunch of other questions. If Google is really serious about making its AI tools more widely available, How do they ensure those tools are used responsibly?
That's a key question, and one that we'll definitely be exploring further in this deep dive, but it seems like Google recognizes the need for ethical considerations and responsible development.
All right, so we've got a lot to unpack here. The consolidation under DeepMind, the focus on developer tools and openness, the importance of the Gemini models. It's a lot to process.
It is, and it's a clear indication that the AI landscape is evolving rapidly. These moves by Google are just one piece of a much larger puzzle, but they offer a glimpse into the future of AI and its potential impact on all of our lives.
Yeah, it really is a fascinating time to be following all of the development of AI. And this move by Google with its emphasis on openness raises some interesting questions about, the future of collaboration in the AI field. Do you think this could lead to a more decentralized approach to AI development with less reliance on these big tech giants?
That's a thought-provoking question. I mean, if Google is serious about making its tools and resources more widely available, it could potentially empower smaller companies, startups, even individual developers to make significant contributions to the AI landscape.
Yeah, imagine a world where groundbreaking AI applications aren't just coming out of the research labs, these massive corporations, but are being developed by diverse teams all over the world. That's a powerful idea. It is. And it makes you wonder how other major players in the AI space are reacting to these moves by Google. Are they going to follow suit and embrace this more open approach? Or are they going to double down on their own proprietary systems?
It's hard to say for sure, but I think it's safe to assume that they're watching very closely. The competition in AI is incredibly fierce, and no one wants to be left behind. We may see a sort of domino effect, with other companies feeling the pressure to open up their own AI ecosystems to stay competitive.
It's like a giant game of chess, with each move having the potential to change the entire board. But ultimately, it's the users, the everyday people, who stand to benefit the most from this increased competition and innovation.
Absolutely. Whether it's advancements in healthcare, education, or even just the way we interact with technology in our daily lives, AI has the potential to revolutionize so many aspects of our world.
And as we've been discussing, these moves by Google, particularly this emphasis on openness and collaboration, could significantly accelerate the pace of those advancements. It's exciting to think about the possibilities, but it also highlights the importance of ensuring that these technologies are developed and used responsibly.
You're right. We can't just focus on the potential benefits without considering the potential risks as well. Bias in algorithms, the potential for misuse, the impact on jobs and privacy. These are all crucial conversations that need to happen alongside the development of these powerful AI tools.
Exactly. And it's not just up to the big tech companies to figure this out. It's a conversation that needs to involve policymakers, researchers, ethicists, and ultimately all of us as users and citizens.
Yeah, we need to be asking ourselves, what kind of future do we want to build with AI? And how can we ensure that it's a future that benefits everyone, not just a select few?
Those are big questions, but they're questions that we need to be grappling with as AI becomes more and more integrated into our lives. So to wrap up this deep dive into Google's latest AI shakeup, what key takeaway would you leave our listeners with today?
I think the biggest takeaway is that the AI landscape is changing rapidly, and the move towards openness and collaboration is a significant development that has the potential to reshape the entire field. We need to stay informed, engaged, and involved in the conversation about how AI is being developed and used, because ultimately it's a technology that will impact all of our lives.
Yeah, it really feels like we're at a turning point with the development of AI. You mentioned that Google's move towards openness could reshape the entire field. What are some of the potential implications of that for you, someone who's deeply immersed in this world?
Well, I think one of the most exciting possibilities is that we'll see a surge in innovation coming from some unexpected places. If these powerful AI tools become more accessible, it could empower individuals and smaller organizations to contribute to the field in ways that were previously just unimaginable. We might see a democratization of AI development with breakthroughs emerging from all corners of the globe.
That's a powerful thought.
Yeah.
A more diverse and inclusive AI ecosystem where the best ideas can rise to the top regardless of where they come from. But with that increased accessibility also comes a greater need for responsibility, right? How do we ensure that these tools are used ethically and for the benefit of humanity as a whole?
Right, that's the million-dollar question, isn't it? It's crucial that we develop robust ethical frameworks and safeguards to ensure that AI is used for good. And it's not just about preventing malicious use, it's also about addressing issues like bias in algorithms and ensuring that these technologies don't exacerbate, existing inequalities.
So it's not just about building cool new tools, it's about building them with a deep understanding of their potential impact on society. And that brings us to a question I've been pondering throughout this entire deep dive. What are some specific areas where we might see these advancements in AI, particularly those driven by a more open and collaborative approach, really make a difference?
Well, the possibilities are truly vast. We could see breakthroughs in healthcare with AI assisting in diagnosis, drug discovery, and personalized medicine. Education could be transformed by AI-powered tutors and learning platforms that adapt to individual student needs. And in fields like climate science and sustainability, AI can help us analyze complex data and develop solutions to some of the world's most pressing challenges.
It's mind-boggling to consider the potential applications, but it's also a reminder that we're just at the beginning of this AI journey. There's so much more to explore, to discover, to create.
And that's what makes this field so exciting. It's a constantly evolving landscape full of challenges and opportunities. It's up to all of us to ensure that AI is developed and used in a way that benefits humanity as a whole.
Well said. It's been a fascinating deep dive into the world of AI and Google's latest moves. What final thought would you leave our listeners with today?
I would encourage everyone to stay curious, stay informed, and stay engaged in the conversation about AI. The future of this technology is being shaped right now, and it's a future that we all have a stake in.
Absolutely. And if you want to keep exploring the world of AI with us, make sure to subscribe to AI Hub for more deep dives, expert insights, and thought-provoking discussions. Until next time, stay curious.
Welcome to the AI Hub, a podcast for AI-driven side hustles designed for IT professionals like you.
From cutting-edge AI tools to practical, no-nonsense tips, each episode brings you closer to turning tech into income.
Tune in to discover smart and sustainable ways to boost your career and income with AI.